Morning. So the doughs have rested overnight. And for you, this could be 2 or 3 days later. You didn't want to get to making bagels so quickly. Or if you're just like not doing it today, it'll be fine to let it rest in the fridge for 2 or 3 days. So this is the dough that we divided. So the bowls are different, so it's going to look a little bit out of proportion, but this is the one that we let rest, and I didn't fold it at all. Didn't babysit it, I just left it alone, and it's got lots of bubbles, and it's risen twice its size. Now, this one was the one that we did babysit and folded it like 4 times on the hour. So it's got more pushback than this one does. I just wanted to show you the difference, and then we'll see which one makes the better bagel. I hope it's this one because I want to be lazy, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in 6 equal portions. And I'm going to use a scale because I feel like being particular. And then what I want you to do, and what I have done, is I have lined 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. And I've got one marked folded and one rested, so that we can keep it all scientific. And what you need to do is so important, that you should grease the parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, it's not the end of the world, but you do need to grease your pan. And greasing is the most important thing here. The paper just helps you pick it up, but the greasing of the paper is vital. Otherwise, you think nothing can stick to parchment paper. Well, honey, it will, and it's gonna do that. So grease the parchment paper. I'm gonna cut the dough up, and then I'll meet you right back here. All right, got them all divided up. Now, you certainly don't have to be as particular as me as to weigh them out, but it does give even cooking times. Sometimes if things are not the same size, things will cook quicker or take longer. So I'm going to work with the dough that we did not fold first. And so what I'll do is, the counter's kind of greasy now because of the dough, but that's cool. I think it'll work out. So I'm just going to show you 2 different methods of how to make the bagels. You can shape them in a couple of ways that I know how, at least. Ooh, might need a little flour. At least with this sticky dough. Just a little. Again, not too much. Trying to get away from working with too much flour. All right, so this first method, since we're making bagels, is to make a tapered snake. Yeah, so there's a little fat in the middle and tiny at the ends, right? So then we'll just take these 2 ends and hold them in our hands like that, and give them a good squeeze. And then we can stick our fingers through that hole and just kind of rub, maybe force them together. So there. This is method A. It's not my favorite method, but maybe this worked better for you. So now you want to exaggerate the hole in your donut, because when the donuts, wishful thinking, bagels, when your bagels rise, of course, they'll get bigger, and so this hole will get smaller. So exaggerate the hole, because it's gonna close up. And then when you get it, to whatever size you like, just put it on that greased parchment lined baking sheet. Now for the second method, you'll take your dough and you'll make a ball as if you were making dinner rolls. And to do that, you'll just take the edges and poke them into the center all the way around to make a ball. Okay. And you'll kind of squeeze up those seams. Okay. Now, you'll put the dough down on a not very floured surface, and you'll make a cage with your fingers, and you'll just kind of swirl the dough around in your hand. You're not pushing down on the dough, you're just creating boundary for it with your fingers. And so then it makes a nice tight ball. So this is a really great dinner roll, but we're wanting to make it into a bagel. So what we'll do is we will, with a floured finger, poke directly through the bagel, okay? So then we'll gently stretch. And again, maybe floured fingers will help you here. Just stretch this hole wider. And sometimes people like to come in through the hole and kind of roll it out this way too. I haven't really perfected that technique, but you give it a go. And so there we've got our bagel. So I'm going to finish the rest of these and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Hey, so I accidentally deleted that clip, but what I was showing you was I finished rolling out our bagels and I put them all on the cookie sheets lined with parchment paper that had been oiled, and they were all beautiful. And so then I just sprayed them with cooking spray, or if you don't have cooking spray, you can just grease them up with a little bit of vegetable oil. And then I just covered them with saran wrap, and I'm gonna leave them, I left them on the counter for an hour or so until they kind of rose up a little bit. So there you are. It's time to boil up these bagels. So now I've got my water going, and this is where you get to decide. Now, life is full of hard decisions here, and this is one of them. So you have the choice of, do you want your bagels to taste like bagels, or do you want your bagels to taste like pretzels? Okay, so either way, you're gonna put 2 quarts of water in a pan and bring it to boil. If you want bagels, you're gonna put 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. If you want pretzels, then you're gonna put 1/3 of a cup of baking soda in it, all right? But the process is the same. So we'll just make sure your water is boiling, and then carefully kind of plop your bagels into one hand and then gently rest it inside. So these are the ones that we did not fold. And I'm only gonna put 3 at a time. And we'll just guess for about how long 30 seconds is, and then we'll flip them over. Now, if your bagels sink to the bottom, then that means your dough has not risen enough. So you're gonna have to let it rest for a little bit longer until it's got enough air to make it buoyant. So I'm gonna say that that's probably 30 seconds on one side, and then with a slotted spoon or a spatula or something, give them a gentle flip over. Careful. Whoa. That one's, oh. And then wait for another 30 seconds. Now my oven is really hot. It's 450 degrees. You want to make sure that your oven is ready to go. And then we will work through all of these bagels. And if you wanted to make this process faster, you could just put 2 pots on the stove and get them going that way. But it happens so quickly, I usually don't. So we just scoop them out, put them back on their parchment paper. And so what this does for pretzels, it gives that that nice brown, wrong. That gives it that nice brown exterior with that kind of skin on it. And same thing with the bagels, except, with the bagels it's sweeter because of the sugar. So I'm gonna finish this batch, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven, and I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna pull them out, flip them over, set them in there for another 5 to 10 minutes until they look like bagels. Okay, so they're half baked right now. I thought we would just go over the flipping action together. I'm pretty pleased with how they're looking so far. So, and also I don't notice a real big difference between the folded versus the unfolded. So we'll cut them open later and have a look on the inside. Let the proof be the pudding. And so now put your trays back, switch them. So your top one is going to go on the bottom and the bottom one's going to go on the top so that everything bakes evenly. So we'll see how they turn out. Hey, so they're done. I am pretty pleased. Now, here's the results, right? So this is the one that we did not fold. And this is the one that we tended to hourly to do the folding, right? So I don't see a difference. So this is great news. We can just be lazy. Make the dough, let it sit out on the counter for 5 hours, refrigerate it, come back to it whenever the hey we want, and then make our bagels. So I'm pretty pleased. You know, you can put a million things on these bagels. I am a peanut butter girl, so peanut butter is always the answer for me. Now, you put cream cheese as usual, or you could do soft cheese, and we've got a recipe for that. So keep an eye out or look for it. And I hope you enjoy. I hope you give it a try. It's pretty easy. It's just a little bit, it's just got a few steps, but it's very empowering to be able to make your own things as fancy as bagels. So I do hope you try it, and to tag us with your bagels and your toppings. We'd love to see it. So take care. I hope to catch you for the next recipe.